Sixers fans, welcome back. Look, last night was one of the scariest nights of my entire life. I mean, I was live streaming, and when it went down, I just went silent for a good 10 minutes. What happened to Embiid was extremely scary, but honestly, man, given of what could happen, given the results that could have happened, I am thankful and I am grateful that it's only a hyperextension, or it's only a deep bone bruise, and it's going to be a 2 to 3 week timetable at least. And the way I'm looking at it is everything happens for a reason, man. Maybe it was bound Embiid was going to go down at some point this year, and at least it's now and not in the playoffs, and at least it's now and not in the end of the year when we really have to get momentum going. It's good timing. It sucks. It really sucks. Don't get me wrong. And I would love to talk about what are the Philadelphia 76ers going to do now. Before jumping in the video, like the video, subscribe to the channel, join the family, join the community. I'm at like 530 subscribers. Let's get that to 1,000, right? Let's get that to 1,000. I appreciate everyone who came out to the live stream last night. It was a lot of fun until it wasn't. If you know, you know. Obviously, you know you're watching this video. So Embiid's going to miss at least 2 to 3 weeks. And the Sixers are going to look like a much different team for the rest of this month, at least. And I want to talk about the schedule we have coming up first, and then I want to talk about just the Sixers and what it's going to be like. So our next game's against the Spurs. Then we have the Knicks, Bucks, Kings, Knicks again, the Warriors, Lakers, Clippers. That's going to be the definite misses on Embiid's part. And then we play the Nuggets on the 30th, and I think Embiid arguably probably won't play for that game either. Chances are he probably isn't going to play that game. That's 2 weeks. I haven't even gotten into another week, but what's really unfortunate about this is that Joel Embiid deserves the MVP. He's the best player in the NBA this year. It's without debate. It's without question. It's without hesitation. Joel Embiid is the MVP, and he's not going to win that award. And that hurts because he deserves it. He's worked his tail off to be conditioned to dominate, and that's everything he's been. He's been conditioned. He's dominated. It's just an unlucky fall on an absolutely ridiculous dunk and move, and it hurts. Embiid's not going to win the MVP, but you know what's better than an MVP, guys? You know what's an even cooler award than an MVP? The Finals MVP. That's a pretty damn cool award. I don't know if you guys ask me. So maybe, it's just maybe, Embiid's going to trade an MVP in for a Finals MVP instead. Why not? Why not? I think best case scenario for the next 2 weeks without Embiid, we're going to be 5-3. Losses against the Bucks, Lakers, Clippers. Usually the Sixers are probably going to lose one of those Knicks games or a game against the Spurs or maybe the Warriors team. So best case scenario, I'm saying 5-3. That's not great, but at least we're staying afloat, and that's really, really, really important at this point. It's staying afloat. And one thing that helps me kind of sleep at night now is knowing, remember a couple of years ago when the Sixers had Embiid out? I think it was with an oblique injury maybe. I don't remember, actually. But Ben Simmons led the Sixers to a ridiculous, ridiculous winning streak. Why not, man? Why not? Now is the time that we need Ben Simmons more than anything. This is why we didn't trade him. This moment right here, we need 20 points per game plus Ben Simmons. We need all NBA Ben Simmons. He's given us Defensive Player of the Year, Ben Simmons, and he's been borderline all NBA for the last month. We're going to need that for the next month. We're going to need that for arguably the rest of the year. Ben Simmons, we need aggression more now than ever. We need Ben Simmons and Tobias Harris and Shake Milton to provide the scoring, because if you look at it just mathematically, we're going to be 30 points a game less now with Embiid out. I know that's not really how it works, but we're going to need to make up for 30 points a game. 30 points, 11 rebounds, just incredible efficiency, shooting, everything. How are we going to do that? You can't do that with one person. We're going to need Shake Milton to go from 13 points a game to 16 points a game by the end of this streak. He's going to be needing to give us 15 to 20 on a nightly basis. Dwight Howard's going to have to come in and just provide energy. And he's been awesome, but he's going to be needing to do it now on a larger sample size, which is difficult for him because he gets in foul trouble a lot. We're going to need Dwight Howard to stay out on the court more. He's going to need to be healthy. He's going to be needing to not get in foul trouble as much. We need Howard's energy. This is why we got him. Now it's the time for him to play well. Tony Bradley, he's the second coming of Jesus lately. We're going to need that more. We're going to need him to come in and give us backup center minutes. You know, he's playing well lately, so it's good timing for Tony Bradley, but we're genuinely going to need him to be a backup center. I think now more than ever, the Sixers need to find more depth. I think we're going to need to go out and be really uber aggressive in the buyout market these next 2 weeks, because we don't have depth now. We didn't have it before, but now we lose our best player, a guy you cannot replace. We're going to need guys to come off the bench. We're going to need to be a deeper team, because it's going to be any given night, any given guy has to go off for us to get wins now. And that's really difficult. But on the positive note, I think it's a way that the Sixers can come together as a team really, really well. Really, really well. Just other guys have to step up. We can't rely on Embiid just to carry us like he's been all year, basically. Tobias Harris needs to be really, really good. He was good last night. He's been good all year. He should have been an all-star. Maybe not, but he's a borderline all-star. Tobias Harris is awesome. We're going to need at least 20 a night from him every single night. 25 a night, maybe. He is probably going to be looked at as the guy who has to be our leading scorer from a nightly basis now on. And just thank God Embiid's not out for the year. Just thank God he's not out for the year, because this year's the year, man. If you follow me on Twitter, you know I was going insane. I was going crazy. I was going crazy on Instagram, Twitter. I downloaded MySpace just to rant on MySpace. Last night was scary. But the Sixers are going to need to be aggressive. We're going to need to be buyout market aggressive. We're going to even need to be trade market aggressive just to fill in the holes now that we have. Pause. The emergence of Matisse Thybulle has been huge lately. He's been shooting his threes at a really, really good clip in the last couple of games. Hopefully he can retain that. Hopefully he carries over this energy into a bigger role, because we're going to need more out of him. A lot of guys are going to be seeing more minutes now. It's not just going to all go to Dwight Howard. Doc Rivers has a big challenge ahead of him. He's going to have to figure out a whole different bunch of rotations and lineups that can work now that he probably hasn't had to worry about before, because he's had Embiid. This is a much more difficult challenge on every single person's shoulders, not just Ben Simmons's, not just Tobias Harris's, but everybody. Everybody's going to have to be asked to do more. I'm looking forward to seeing how the Sixers are going to play. But at the same time, I unfortunately don't know if we're going to be leaving this next 2-3 weeks with the number 1 seed in the East. But what's more important, being a number 1 seed or being the last team holding up a trophy at the end of the year? Get well soon, Joel Embiid. Thank God it's just a bone bruise hyperextension, because my heart couldn't take anything more. Get healthy. Make sure you come back 100%. Take your time, because by the time you come back, the Sixers are going to be ready for nothing but upward momentum to get into the playoffs, go through the playoffs, and be carrying that Larry O'Brien trophy. Peace out. Go Sixers.